90% sugar-free candy, or a candy that's made of 10% sugar. Which one would you choose if you wanted to make a healthier choice? Well, it doesn't really matter because they're both one and the same. But one seems far more healthier than the other. The framing effect is a fascinating psychological phenomenon. It shows us that when the same information is presented differently, it can significantly influence our judgments and decisions. Or in simple words, depending on how you look at it, the same thing can be good or bad. In this video, we're going to talk about how this effect works in the real world and how you can use it to your benefit. So watch this video till the end to know how you can use it to understand pricing models, value propositions, or even gain an upper hand in negotiations. First, we will understand how this phenomena works in detail through an experiment conducted by two prominent psychologists, Kahneman and Tversky. If this part is a bit too technical for you, feel free to skip ahead to the next part, which is about the real-world examples and strategies. So in this experiment, the participants were given a hypothetical situation and asked to choose between one of two options to save 600 people's lives from a deadly disease. So if option 1 is implemented, 200 people will be saved. And if option 2 is implemented, there's a 1/3 chance that 600 people will be saved, and there's a 2/3 chance that no one will be saved. Take a moment to think for yourself. Which one would you choose? If you want, you can pause this video and come back when you're ready with an answer. Ready? Time for the results. If you look closely, in both the options, you'll be saving the same number of people, 200. Option 1 is framed as a certainty. 200 people will be saved for sure. But option 2 is framed as a probability. There's a 1/3 chance that 600 people will be saved. In the experiment, most people ended up choosing option 1. Most probably you did too. Option 1 is more attractive because we prefer to be sure of a good outcome. We want to be certain when we are gaining something. Now let's make this a bit more interesting. Let's look at another set of questions. In this scenario, if option 1 is implemented, 400 people will die. And if option 2 is implemented, there's a 1/3 chance that nobody will die and a 2/3 chance that everybody will die. Which option seems more attractive? Again, you can pause the video and think about it. Ready? The outcome of this experiment is still the same. If 400 people die out of 600, that still means that 200 people will be saved. But this time, the frame of the question is focusing on a loss, people dying, instead of a gain, which is people getting saved. So in this scenario, more people tend to choose option 2, which involves chance. That's because we prefer to be uncertain when faced with a bad outcome. As we see here, our choices are more than just about concrete facts. There's an emotional element to it as well. The pain of losing something is emotionally more taxing than the joy of gaining something. This is also called as loss aversion, our tendency to avoid a loss more than our desire to gain something equivalent. So in simple words, these experiments tell us two things. One, that when the focus is on gains, that is a positive frame, people will want to avoid risk. And two, if the focus is on losses, that is a negative frame, then people will want to take more risk. Now let's look at how marketers in the real world use this effect to influence your decision making. Suppose you're looking for a jacket online and you encounter two offers. The first one is the full retail price of $100. The second one is a 50% discount offer on a full retail price of $200. Even though both the offers cost the same, option 2 will likely generate more sales. That's because the first offer is a negative frame. It focuses on you losing $100. The second option is a positive frame. It's creating an illusion that you're saving $100 by choosing this option. Some other examples of positive frames that you might have heard are 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this toothpaste instead of saying 1 out of 10 actually doesn't recommend this. Or this soap kills 99% of the bacteria, not focusing on the 1% of the bacteria that survives. And beyond this positive and negative frames, this effect can actually be applied in a lot more ways. Frames can also be visual. For example, the same information conveyed in two different fonts can have very different effects on you. While one of them is cute and lovely, the other one is threatening and scary. Or for example, color. While the green button is conveying a sense of trust and safety, the red one is conveying urgency and scarcity. Frames can also be about how you see value differently. Take a look at these two coffee prices. Looking at these two options, the smaller one seems like a better value for money. You're saving money versus the large one. But now, if I add a third option, the large one seems more attractive because you're saving money versus the medium option and getting more coffee. By changing the frame and adding a medium option, the customer now spends more money thinking that they're actually saving money. This is called as the decoy effect, and this pricing model is used across industries for coffee mugs, popcorn buckets, to even iPhones, cars, and laptops. You can also use the framing effect as a powerful tool in negotiations. For example, during salary negotiations, the initial offer frames the whole conversation. It's called as an anchor. Any offer, higher or lower, will be compared to this anchor point. If you start with a lower offer and end up settling on a higher number, you will feel good about it. But if you end up with a higher offer and you end up settling on a lower number, then you'll feel like you've lost. In both the cases, the final offer might be the same, but you or the recruiter might feel very different about it. In this video, we talked about the framing effect from a lot of different perspectives. The bigger meaning behind all of this is how we can see the same thing but feel very different about it, depending on how it's presented to us. If you understand this, as a marketer, you can use it to influence other people's decisions, and personally, you can use it yourself to make better decisions. If you've watched this video so far, I'm sure you must already be thinking of some example of framing effect that you have noticed in some area of your life. So let me know in the comments one such instance that comes to mind. If you liked watching this video and learned something new, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to keep seeing videos like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified every time a new video comes out. Thanks a lot and see you the next time.